episode is brought to you by GameFound. Create a free pledge manager for your project.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Tom Vessel.
I'm Z Garcia. Welcome, folks.
I am Mike DeLisio. Welcome to Crowdsurfing, the show that Tom would refuse to name, but I won't.
Well, every time I name it, then you guys start saying your names in the middle of that, and then you're like, "Oh, Tom won't even wait for us to say our names."
I liked it. I liked Mike saying it. I gotta say, let's go with that from now on, fellas.
He could have said it and then not put in a snarky comment. Is all. I'm saying.
No. I want Mike to be Mike, though. You're trying to strip him of his essence.
That's right, Tom. You're trying to steal what makes me me.
You know, he's like 20% Italian, 80% snark.
That's right.
It would be an easy
get
theft.
you every time.
All right, we want to say thank you to some of our Kickstarter backers. We want to say thank you to Owen Maza and Rachel Velasco, Andrew Keel, Daniel Zayas, and Board Games with Nirmas. Thank you all so much for supporting our show. We appreciate it. And this is a show about Kickstarter, which in the month of December is probably the most barren month that exists, I would imagine.
Yeah, seems to be a pretty light time right now. Yeah.
Interestingly enough, when I sent these links to you guys, I was like, not that great of a thing. When I went through them, there's actually some interesting stuff here, but it's all fairly small things this week.
Right. Yeah, I think the average Kickstarter here looks decent.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but because there aren't like really high highs or low lows necessarily, but everything's got an okay look. There's only one that I was like, oh, there's really only one for me.
Like there's one that's bringing the mean down a little bit. Yes,
I agree with that.
Yes,
I don't know if it's the same one, but
it's not this one. This is Kapow, the Fast and Furious Superpower Buildable Dice Game. Now, this one here, I really like this game, how it feels. It's a dice building in both ways. You're building a pool of dice and you're building custom dice, and then you're just secretly assigning them behind your screen to attack the other person.
You've played this, right?
I played it twice. I played it when it originally was produced, and then White Wizards picked it up and redone it, and we just played it on our Essen preview, our Spiel preview stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Roy and I both played against Tom, so yeah, it was interesting. It gave me a bit of a Dice Throne vibe to it, but as Tom mentioned, you add in kind of these customizable dice, which you see in like what was the Rattlebones, but the other one, the dice. What's that other one?
Well,
that you build. Dice Forge, yeah. So it's got that vibe to it. It plays very quickly. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I like the characters. I was kind of cracking up looking at all the characters. They just have funny names. It's a throwback superhero world, which was it was neat.
Tom was role playing as spoiler alert very well. That was quite entertaining.
I want to be Sawmill Jackson. That's my guy.
All right, so that's good start. And I also like the stuff White Wizard does. And one thing's for sure, we know now if they put out a game, they're going to support it. So there'll probably be more superheroes coming in the future.
Very good point. Very good point.
All right, jumping over to Rescuing Robin Hood, which is an interesting title, actually, considering how many games are called Robin Hood or.
Right.
Well, it's an interesting little theme too, because the guy explains his theme where you're putting together a band of characters to, on the fourth day or something, go into the castle or into wherever they're holding Robin Hood because they captured him and rescuing him.
Right.
I'm kind of surprised this is not doing better, and I can't figure out why.
Well, it's a
barely
new company.
Funding. Yeah.
But it looks good though. I'm with you, Z. I was like, what? This is one seems like every week or so we have one where we're like, wonder why this isn't doing a little better. This is that one for this week.
Agreed.
I like the art style a lot.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks like a clean aesthetic. I mean, the only thing that while I was looking at it, I was thinking might be perhaps a slight issue is that there's a lot of cards on the table. It does seem like you're playing lots and lots and lots of cards. But I mean, that's just a pretty small quibble. I mean, it looks good, really. I mean, it looks like a relatively standard cooperative game, but with that little twist, like you mentioned, Z, where you basically are building everything up for that fourth day to go siege the castle. So I don't know. I think it looks good.
Yeah. I can't figure out. I mean, some games fund double their goal, and I can't figure out why. Yet here's this. I don't know if the game's good or not, but it looks like a well put together project. The people behind this, I've got some faith in what they can do looking at all this. Yet it's just barely funded. It's only got 3 days to go or something like that.
Yeah, but it funded. So it's going to make it.
It did. I was just surprised.
Don't steal their joy.
I'm not. I'm saying give these people more joy. Check this game out.
Yeah, I will say that I'm not seeing.
And then give me a percentage.
Correct. I don't mean this in a negative or derogatory way at all whatsoever, but I don't see some of the usual suspects in the kind of like the preview section. And I wonder if that plays some into this too. Like maybe they didn't get a really hard push into kind of some of those preview types of locations. So that could play into it also.
Sure.
Interesting. All right. The Pursuit of Happiness Big Box and Nostalgia expansion. So the Pursuit of Happiness already has multiple expansions, but we need some more. Not only do you want to live your life, you're going to remember previous things in your life. I do find it interesting here. It says 1 to 5 players, 60 to 120 minutes. They must have added time with all those expansions.
Yeah.
Is anyone else starting to get weary of big boxes?
Yeah, we were talking about this a little bit, just in the sense that this now has, I want to say, 600 cards. Either 4 or 600, either of which is a pretty overwhelming number to consider. I like Pursuit of Happiness. I think both of you do too, if I remember correctly.
I like it.
Played it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Tom liked it.
He doesn't want happiness.
Yeah, Z, I get the impression you'd probably at least enjoy it. I don't know if you'd love it, but right now it's just to the point where it feels like it may be overdone, a little bloated. I don't know how many people are going to play with all of these expansions, all 600 cards or 400, whatever it is. It's not that type of a game. It's kind of a light, breezy worker placement, telling the story of your life. It has a nice little story that it tells at the end of it, and it's cute, but I don't know if it needs all this. You know what I mean?
I do like the upgraded pieces, though.
Yeah, the upgraded pieces look great. So,
okay. Yeah. So I got you. Overdone, full of stories, and bloated. So like my real life. I got it.
Oh, they quoted me here. Woo! And it's a good quote for once.
It's different and unique.
That's better than what I normally say. Usually it's
I had fun with this game. It's a game,
good.
and I liked games, and I liked this one too.
I played this game. Tom Vassell.
Alrighty. The USS Freedom. A fun, cooperative, open world. I don't understand how a board game is open world, but free roaming.
When it's USS Freedom, it can do anything it wants, Tom.
Well, okay, I thought, a board game, and then I looked at the board and I was like, that's what they consider to be open world? You can go like, if that's the case, then every board game I play is open world.
I don't know what they mean. It doesn't. I don't.
I think they mean sandbox game.
Probably.
I guess so. I think this company is sort of bringing the video game terminology to it. It sounds. I don't care for this game. I'll say that up front, but it sounds kind of intriguing with the whole play 65 1-hour sessions or whatever. I'm just kind of over that. But people who want that, who want a continuing story that hopefully has different paths. Sure. It's also one of the weirdest themes, though. It's apparently a futuristic game in which a group of people who are LARPers get trapped on an alien,
yeah.
like take over a ship, a sci-fi ship, and the sci-fi ship imbues them with their LARPing characters' real powers?
Correct.
I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, you guys would be so dead if that happened to me.
What would you be? What are you
What's your
LARPing
cosplay,
as?
Tom?
You don't know. It's none of your business what I cosplay as. A private affair.
Excuse me? We would all be dead? So I'm going to guess you're like a wild panther.
Oh.
Something like that if we would all be dead.
Yeah, no, that one did not do a lot for me, so.
I agree, man. It's just not bringing it.
But it just looks a little half-baked.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't need your game to be 65 hours. Give me like 4 really good hours.
Right. Yeah, it just doesn't, nothing about it really appeals, so.
All right. 4 Humours, spelled with an O-U.
Yeah.
Which makes me think it's from the Old English. Anyway, I like that name, actually. I think it's a cool name. And the art here is a very unique style art.
I like it a lot.
Adam's Apples Games. Actually. I just got his last Kickstarter in the mail, Thrive. I don't know if you remember that one, guys.
Oh,
it had the little abstract game with all the little like pegs in it.
I haven't seen it, I think, but
I saw it on the shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks good. I mean, I watched the video. It's got a really cool theme.
It does.
The whole setting of like you're an old world doctor trying to get people's bodily fluids balanced or whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, talk about like original. You know what I mean? This is not your emergent in the Middle Ages or in the Renaissance. Having said that, while I definitely would recommend this game to anybody who thinks they would like it, the main mechanism is a rock paper scissors mechanism,
right?
A blind selection, simultaneous selection.
Sure.
I like that.
I don't like that so much, but
I do wonder. Have you played the Cursed Court?
No, I haven't.
See, this gives me a little bit of a Cursed Court vibe, which was a game that I didn't expect to like as much as I did, and I absolutely love that game. Okay. Where I get what you're saying with the rock paper scissors, but I think there's also a little bit more bluffing involved in this one.
Yeah.
Than in just a strict rock paper scissors, which I guess there's an element of that, but I could be wrong. I think I'm hoping it's going to be more than that because I like the look of it and I like the idea of it, but I'm at least intrigued. It could be less than the sum of its parts, but I hope it's good.
No, I agree.
I'm actually really interested in this one. I love the art. I feel like it's unique. I like the potions in the belly thing. And I'm definitely a sucker. I don't know what it is. These maps that you can like connect together and form maps that had things. As a kid, that used to always attract me, and I don't know. It's just neat to me.
I like that playtime too. 45 minutes. It means it's not going to overstay its welcome. It's going to be a snappy game.
And he has good games here. If you look, he did Bruin USA, Truck Off, which I liked. Sword Crafters I've not played, but it's gotten some decent reviews. And Thrive and Planet Unknown. I don't know. Have we played Planet Unknown?
I don't know that one. That's the one from that list that I wasn't sure about.
Is that the one with that's the one with
this is the one we're waiting on. This is the super exciting Polyomino game with the tray in the middle.
Tell you what, that makes me more interested in this game. That makes me more interested in this game then.
You're right. Okay, great. Never mind. This is top tier. It should be backed better. All right.
Yeah, it's another one not doing very well.
That's one thing I can quote you on. This game should be backed better. Calm down.
I knew it was bad as soon as I said it. I washed my mouth out with some D20 soap.
There it is. That's how you segue, folks.
That's right. That was next level.
So I have actually in my life bought D20 soap, but I have never had the pleasure of buying D20 soap with a full 7-piece set inside. Okay. It had a D20 inside. And as I was using it, I was like, someday I'll get to the bottom, and you're scrubbing harder, Come on, where's that D20? And when you're done, a D20 comes out.
I've got a couple issues with this, Tom.
There's dice constantly falling out of your soap. I mean, it's...
Well, look, first of all, let's paint a picture, and I'm going to keep this PG, right? You're in the shower. and you're
say that
you're soaping up with your D20 soap. First of all, sure, maybe there's some exfoliation benefits, but you're also going to be chafing yourself with dice, which doesn't sound pleasant to me. Oh, you're chafing.
No, you're not.
And then on top of that, Tom, that D4, that's coming out at some point. And tell me you're not going to step on that D4 at the bottom of your bathtub or shower. Now you've got yourself a trip to the emergency room. Has that been put into the
Sir, how did you fall?
The stretch goals? Emergency room coverage, is that in the stretch goal? Because it needs to be. No, I'm against this. I completely have nothing but
You're against it. Like I stand against this.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Let's not kid ourselves. Tom Vassell was backing this.
Actually, I'll tell you, there's two reasons I'm not. One is because I actually thought the idea of a die in one of these was a cute idea. 7 dice is ridiculous. But the main reason I'm not going to back it is because I might be wrong, but it looks like this is done by someone who got a homemade soap kit. Look, call me whatever you want to call me. I want my soap to be good quality. Z has been in place with me before, and I want the best of soaps. I want soaps that smell amazing and cool. These look cheap. They really do.
Right. Yeah. No, I got you. I understand that. You know, that actually makes sense. Now, if it was like a loaf of bread with a set of 7 dice, a full set in there, then yes. You know, you have a sandwich and then you get your die afterwards.
Where are we going with this?
Much afterwards. I mean, it's going to take a while, but you'll get
like the next morning. You know, let's move on.
All right, we can only go up from here. Virus War.
Oh no! You were wrong.
Remember that? You remember that whole foreshadowing at the beginning of the episode?
Correct. So it was the same one. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Let's raise 13,000. So
this is what doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
Rescuing Robin Hood has 16 grand.
Right.
Okay. This has almost as much. No universe, bad universe.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. This looks terrible.
Just looks terrible. I'm sorry. I'm not doing. I'm not trying to just be negative, but this just looks bad. It just looks bad. It doesn't look like there's any game there. I don't like the art. I don't like the theme. It's just nothing but take that. No. The cover is horrifying. The theme is unappealing. What else? Have I missed anything?
Yeah, I don't think this would even do well at like a Toys R Us level.
No.
You know what I mean? It doesn't even have that appeal to it.
I'm buying his exclusive Kickstarter poster.
Oof.
And I'm going to super glue it to the wall in front of you.
It looks terrible. Yeah, I mean, I watched the video. I looked at it. It just looks like a very lazy take that card game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, the only reason I brought it up was because it was funding.
Yeah. I mean, somebody's into it.
This guy says everyone should have this tabletop game at home. Perfect moment to share with friends and families. So much fun to contaminate the people we love. I bet you to laugh.
That's definitely I bet you to laugh. Yeah.
I bet you to laugh as well.
All right. Bivouac, a camp-themed board game. You know, I've never actually known how to pronounce that word until I watched the video here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I do not. Yeah, I stay away from that word.
Yeah, whoever came up with that word just hate it pronunciation in general.
Yeah.
It's a fine word, gentlemen. It's not one that's used very often, but it is a fine word. And this is a campaign that is intriguing to me really quickly. One, I think it looks great, but it also looks very similar to other games that have similar themes. And that's what I think worries me a little bit about it. It has a bit of a Parks vibe to it. It has a little bit of that Camp Pine Top game, Tom. I know you've played that recently. It's got a similar, kind of feel and theme to it.
It looks like Villagers to me a little bit.
Villagers also was another one I was going to bring up, but I don't know. I do like the look of it.
After I was done looking at it, I looked through it all, and I agree with you. It's got a clean look. I like the theme, fine, and yet I couldn't shake the feeling that it's missing something.
Yeah,
there's something missing. Like I see him placing little meeples on his board, and I see that image there filled with stuff, and I still can't think but feel like it's not quite done. I'm not getting a hey, look at that, that's ready to go kind of feel from this.
I will say though, on a positive level, he's doing this as far from what he said. Once he pays off his expenses, the rest of this money is going to charity,
which is cool.
Expenses and stuff. And he's kind of using this almost as a, hey, camping and getting, I don't know, it's almost like a pay it forward style thing that he's doing.
Yeah. It sounds like he's trying to kind of make it a game that's very accessible and appealing to people that maybe bring more people into the hobby. And that's certainly something to be commended. And it might be great. It's certainly, I mean, when you go from Virus War to this, I mean, clearly this game has a lot of things going for it. But
I'll remember that next time. Whatever game I like the best, I'm going to place after the worst game.
Correct.
So that there's no way you guys will say anything bad about it.
Yeah.
Psychology, baby.
By the way, folks, these go up in the order of them ending. Element of the Gods. This one is another one that's fairly funding. That's kind of the theme this week.
Yeah.
This one has some weird monuments that, like, where is it? I'm going to go down here farther. When you look at the board, I see meeples, and then it looks like melted pieces of taffy.
Yeah, there's supposed to be like wind and fire and something, and I don't know. This keeps looking to me like an abstract, like a full abstract, especially one of those like elemental ones. Fire burns, water flows, meets 5 tribes. I just couldn't shake that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. I like the last one better than I like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit torn on this one because I think you're right, Z. It very much looks like an abstract. But Side Room Games, Tom's going. They did Black Sonata, which I liked. Maquis. Those are both pure solo games.
Oh, they've done all. This is their first non-solitaire cooperative game, huh?
Yeah, but they've done nice campaigns. I mean, the quality of the components have always been nice. I've been happy with, the rule books. The campaigns have been run well, so they clearly know how to put a game together. This one seems like quite a bit of a departure. It's just I can't shake what you're saying, Z, is that I kind of feel like it is very abstract, but it's something that doesn't look like it's doing anything we haven't seen before. Right, you put the fire down, and it's going to push people away.
I don't know.
Put the water down,
hate how it looks. I
don't
like those monuments. Those pink ones look like bubble gum.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I do dislike how this looks. I should be clear about that. I don't like it.
I think it looks nice. I think it looks nice. Yeah.
But they have a good track record. You're right, Mike.
Yeah.
They have a good track record.
There's good stuff still to come, folks, I'm sure. We'll take a quick break here and listen to Mark.
This week's Spotlight is brought to you by Adam Lawson. Asunder is a dark tabletop RPG set in a world abandoned by its gods, who ripped all metal from its depths on their departure. Humans were their last creation.
The world is broken by the gods who gave it life, then abandoned it. We have been left to fend for ourselves, our divine essence bonding with the plants, which we reshaped into weapons, bonding with the sea, which then reshaped us. Next was the insects, and then the beasts of the land. We found remnants of the gods, chaos, the power to transform reality, but it was not meant for us to wield. The secret societies, with both noble and selfish goals, have tried to control it. Something has changed. Gaia has awoken from her slumber, and Asunder has begun to devour itself. The Naga have betrayed the Alliance. Demons flood the Black Isle, and the dead have begun to rise. Most deny the end is coming. We've seen the signs, cannot turn back. We are the Seekers, and we will find the answers wherever they take us. Our story can be your story.
If you would like more information, please go check out the campaign, which is now live on Kickstarter.
All right.
We're back.
All right, I promise you, good games are coming, but let's start with one that I'm not so particularly fond of. Because it does that thing that I don't like.
What's that thing?
Okay.
Where they stick an animal head on a human body.
Uh-huh.
And in this case, the animals, I guess they're trying to make them look intimidating.
Yeah.
By the way, it's King of the Roll Brazilian jiu-jitsu game.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, these just look like they took humans and then morphed them into animals, their heads.
Correct.
And the arm and the hands and stuff.
This may be the first line I've ever seen with dreadlocks.
I don't like that whole anthropomorphic thing. Usually, I think this artwork. I think he mentioned it in the video where like this artwork was already a thing and he used it for this.
Right.
I think it looks great. I like the artwork. I also don't think there's that much. If you look through the entire campaign, he shows off like 4 pieces of art. I don't know if there's more than that. There might be, but I don't see it. The game, though, is one of those infinitely specific, esoteric kind of games, which is going to appeal to, like, it's going to be like 16 people's favorite game ever.
Right.
And the other, the majority of folks are they're gonna find it impenetrable. It sounds like he really is trying to simulate jujitsu in a dice game. I don't know. I'm not normally a fan of that.
Yeah, it's so interesting because the designer says on the video, like, I think he says he owns a gym, or he's obviously somebody who's into jujitsu and he's into board games.
Right.
And he goes, and so that's why I took 2 years to design this game. And then he even says, if you know somebody who's into jujitsu and board games, please let them know about this project. I'm thinking, that's not a very big Venn diagram here, I don't think. Now, I don't know. I mean, I do know that board games are relatively big in Brazil. And so maybe it's, in particular markets, there might be more of a call for this. But jiu-jitsu is not, I don't think, huge in the States. I'm not sure about the UK or Europe, but it does seem very niche.
Right.
If I play this, will I be able to fight people? I don't know. Maybe it's fun.
It could be. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Absolutely. I like the look, actually. Yeah, I do.
Let's jump to a game I think looks better, but I can guarantee I won't play. And that is Rapture 32mm Skirmish Tabletop.
Why not?
It's an immersive story,
it's a full-fledged miniature style game, but those are some pretty cool miniatures for sure.
I'm in. I'm in like Flynn.
Really? You're into this?
No. Oh.
Yeah, no.
Whoa. Who's that?
That's the
is that Blade? That's Blade's father.
That's Morpheus.
Ooh. Yeah.
No, that's Lincoln Reigns. He's actually a character. Lincoln Reigns.
Lincoln Reigns. I actually like that name. That's a good name, Lincoln Reigns. Yeah, this is going to be for miniatures gamers, but that's not me. I don't even the theme doesn't really strike me as being terribly interesting.
Well, okay, so let's leave it to the people who play miniatures. This looks okay.
Yeah.
I like this rules book that they have here. I think that looks good. I'm not so keen on the templates and stuff. I always run into problems with those in games. And I like the terrain pieces that they have. I think the miniatures look good, but yeah, again, this is just a miniatures game.
Sure.
I don't know, man. Backing a miniatures game on Kickstarter from an unproven source, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where most of it is like the rule book is basically most of what you're getting. I mean, besides the physical minis. Yeah, I don't know. That's
well, Z.
Like I don't buy. Like I wouldn't buy. I would be very hesitant to get food from a place like Kickstarter, or a lot of food, right? I would be hesitant to get something like this because you just don't know. You just don't know.
What about 3D printed food, though? Z, 3D printed food? Would you be down for that?
No, unless I can use it in a game.
Oh. All right. Factions, Battlegrounds. Terrible name.
It's not a great name.
Really terrible name. But
this was one that I needed to see the video to
the art on the cards is so different.
Yeah.
I feel than that. When I first saw this top thing here, I wasn't interested. I don't know why, but once I saw it on the cards, it looked better.
I like the story of the game. I don't think the game is one that I would be terribly interested in, but this is basically two kids who have known each other since 5th grade and apparently started making a game and have finally put out this game that they have loved and have worked on for years.
That is cool.
That's a cool story. I mean, I like this idea of two best friends who have known each other since 5th grade, and now they're putting together this game that they've played pretty much their whole lives. Is it good? I don't know. It doesn't really seem to be my type of game necessarily, but hey, more power to them if they're making their dreams come true and it's funding.
Now,
so
I might like this game. I'm telling you, it looks a little Summoner Wars, is she?
Maybe, yeah.
It looks what now?
It looks a lot like the game Summoner Wars, which is all I ever said.
I gotta be honest with you fellas. I'm sure this is great. I don't know because I looked at it around 10 a.m. this morning and I don't remember.
Right.
I really.
Right,
I'm over here just sort of sitting, watching Tom scroll around, trying to remember which one this is.
You basically build your battleground. That's what I remember, is that you build your battleground and you have these different. It's supposed to be no luck, which, you know.
Oh, well, this is the one where they kept going. No luck. No.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I got you.
On a planet where luck doesn't exist. That type of thing. Yeah.
I love that. Let's play a game. Sorry, friend. No luck on this planet.
Right.
Flip a coin.
Okay.
It's heads. I can tell you that already.
It's heads on both sides. There's no luck involved.
All right. The World Game. This is not a week for naming your games. That's for sure.
No.
This one made the list because it's getting $20,000. It's an exciting, a fun and engaging geography board game. Now, I do tend to like maps like this one that's shown here with all that stuff on it. I find that fascinating, and I love cards with flags with stats on. I don't know why I like that.
Sure.
The action cards, I'm a little bit less excited about that sort of thing.
I'm just saying I would take this over that virus game 10 times out of 10. You know what I mean?
I agree. I'm saying I like the map and I like the stats, and I think it might be a fun thing to get kids and look at all the things. I just don't know that the game is any good. The game looks terrible. The other stuff looks great. Like these facts about the countries, great. Yeah. But I don't want to roll and move, take that game on top of it.
That's the take that is the part that bothered me. It's like, can we just please leave take that out of every one of these games? I mean, it does not need it. The other thing is, and I don't love to say, why would you play this when something else is out there? But there are other games that do this in a way that's probably a lot better. You think of the Freedom and Freeze game, the America. Now, I know that's just specific to America, but I mean, it does a similar thing, but better, more than likely, right? So I don't know. I just don't know if there are other options out there that might be better than this.
Where are these people? I'm definitely on the train of that people in America could have a better education.
Sure.
But they say 11% of young citizens of the U.S. could not locate it on a map.
They only quizzed people of age 2 and below.
Correct. 3-year-olds and below are young citizens.
Did they ask? I don't know. Sometimes
they all pointed at their sippy cup and said, and they were like, "No, Timmy, that is not the U.S."
Stats sometimes are a little bit.
Yes.
I don't know. I think I'm coming down on this less than both of you, actually. I think this absolutely should find an audience for people who would go to Target and buy somebody Monopoly. I think it would rule that space. This is. What's that?
If the game is just as bad as Monopoly, what do I care? I'm not going to.
I don't think it's as bad as Monopoly, is what I'm saying. I think this has bad habits. Okay, like I can see them if I want to be snooty about it. All right, but I still say this is better than probably most of the games folks buy for kids and their family.
Maybe
that I agree.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm saying this looks well finalized. They know their target. I think that target audience is gonna eat this up, and I hope they do because they might play and learn something. I'm in, man. I'm feeling this.
Okay, but I mean, they couldn't play Trekking the World, or they couldn't play. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're right.
Don't give in, Mike. You were on a roll there.
Yeah, I'm ambivalent.
He gave up. All right. Jumping to Mission Catastrophe, and I got to be honest. In this particular one, I spent a good chunk of time ignoring everything else, but wondering how they get that model to stand on one foot.
Talking about which one? The robot guy?
Yeah, look.
The one who's marching, who's marching?
Yes, what they did there, when there's a reason you don't see statues on one leg.
Yeah, but look at the size of the base and look at the thickness of that leg.
I know. I was sitting there thinking about how they had to balance that miniature just perfectly so it doesn't fall over. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just thought a lot about it. Also, I love these miniatures. They're just different than most things.
I could tell you I thought about that 0 seconds, Tom. That's never even crossed my mind.
I looked at it and I thought, oh, he's cool. And then I moved on. Yeah.
Right. And then I moved on.
No, this looks neat, man. I'm really digging this. I wish I knew a little more about the game. And the only red flag that went up for me is that it's one of those cooperative or solo or competitive.
Right.
And that always worries me. I'm like, no. Make the best version of this game you can.
Sure.
You don't need to entertain any variant of that, okay?
But Mike's game trays.
Well, not only that, but this is what got my attention, is that this is a new company, Cardboard Alchemy, that came out of Breaking Games. Now, Breaking Games is still there, but this is the designer of why can't I think of it? It's one of my favorite games. Rise of Tribes was a developer on this. He's not the designer, but also another person from that company that worked on some other games I really like are involved in this new company. And so they have a bit of a equity they've built up with me in games that I really like, productions that have been fantastic, so I'm very, very intrigued by this, even though it's not one that on its just aesthetic alone would have been really interesting to me, but I'm paying a lot of attention to it because of the people involved in it.
All right. Well, I might have concentrated too much on that guy saying on one leg, but I do mean to say I'm very interested in this one because Peter Vaughn's involved with it, and he was the main driving force behind Dwellings of Eldervale.
And also Rise of Tribes too. Yeah,
we'll keep talking about that one. So Dwellings of Eldervale, and this one looks fantastic. I like the miniatures. Look, Rise, it just wasn't that great of a game. I don't know what everyone's yelling about, but
you're wrong.
Dwellings of Eldervale is good.
Whoa, go back up. How's that cat standing on one leg?
Woo! Also, I like that. That's such a jaunty pose too. That guy's just like
big jaunty. Make no mistake.
Right?
That's very jaunty.
Haters gonna hate. I was going down the street. I don't know. I'm a big fan of sci-fi of this genre that's not taking itself too seriously. More of a cartoonish style. That usually gets me in.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm very interested in the robot docking station. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, but it's problematic for me to talk about a one-legged. Well, he doesn't have one. Let's move on. Go on. Here's one of the biggest Kickstarters of the week: Nemo's War, Journey's End expansion and Ultimate Edition. Is this the third time this one's come out?
This is not a new printing of the base game. This is a new expansion. This is still second edition. Mm-hmm. It's a new expansion with all of these things they're listing here: new motives, new upgrades for the Nautilus, new cards, all that stuff, characters, right? And then you can also, of course, get the base game and get a few other things they've come out with before. I really like this. I really like the core game for this, and I have all these little add-ons actually that I've gathered up and bought sort of piecemeal.
Yep.
And so this new expansion looks cool. They've added a few new things that I wonder that I'm sort of tentatively positive about. Things like, oh, now you can play against someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before the game was purely really a solo game. It's not even
really
a
was
co-op,
a solo
you
game.
know.
No.
So there's that. Now they've got an extra ship, so there will be 2 ships moving around.
Mm-hmm.
That your opposing player will control. I don't know. I'm curious.
Yep.
So I've come razor thin to backing this. I still might.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it.
Ooh, that's
I'm in a similar boat
to
to you. Yeah, I'm a similar boat to you, Z. I think the expansion looks good, but to me, the main thing that I would say is that if you have any interest at all in narrative solo gaming and you have not played Nemo's War, this is one of the best, period. So it's a fantastic game.
It's complex, but it's a good game.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Let's jump now to our last board game thing here, Creature Comforts, the other big Kickstarter of the week.
Mm-hmm.
This one is from the company they've made a name for themselves here, Kids Table Board Gaming. You know, just consistently putting out high quality, top of the line, family friendly, good looking, interesting themed board games. They are a company that I am play sight unseen on.
And
Agreed.
Also reasonably priced. I mean, the deluxe edition on this, I think, is less than $50 US. And this looks
not it.
Yeah, no,
oh,
US,
you're right.
right.
That's Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
This game just looks so charming to me. It's just like what is there? I mean, unless you just absolutely are against kind of a cute, charming aesthetic, what is there not to like about this game?
You hate beauty.
Right. I mean, it's just a really cute theme. It's this idea that you're trying to get your creature to be all cozied up for the winter. Look, is it a heavily strategic board game? Probably not, but that's not the market they're going for. I mean, something like Wreck Raiders, which they also did, had actually a surprising level of strategy to it.
Love Wreck Raiders, and I'm really
that's one I unfortunately I missed Wreck Raiders, but I agree with you, Tom, that Kids Table Board Gaming right now, they are sadly undervalued or underappreciated. I mean, they are a great company with their consistency. I'm talking about that. The consistency to deliver something that looks good and that feels distinct from the other ones. I mean, just look at the last 4. Haunt the House, Wreck Raiders, Fossilist, Creature Comforts, all different looks, all bright, all welcoming.
All different looks, but I think I could guess the company at this point.
Right.
Yeah. They've got that. They've got that thing. They've got their own DNA. I agree with you, man.
We've been looking in the mail 100%. For Fossilist. That one, I'm excited to play that one soon. So I'm excited about this, and I'm glad for them. All right.
Absolutely. Great stuff.
Before we do our pick of the week,
here we go.
Let's take a look at. So I got one good one and one other one. So we'll take a look at the interesting one first.
Okay.
This one's paid $1.5 million.
Yes.
Hello.
It puts something in your bird feeder, or it is a little bird feeder that will capture the pictures of the birds that come eat at it.
So it's a camera with a seed around it. That's cool.
It's a wildlife camera. Yeah.
No, I really like this concept. I think it's neat because getting close-up pictures of birds, that's great.
It's a neat idea, but it really is building a birdhouse around a camera. It's neat.
I actually may buy this. How much is it?
$1,000.
The smartphone app? Oh, I love this. You have no space for a feeder? Just download the app. Come on, dudes.
So download a camera is what they're saying.
Right.
Yes. It's actually, that's 140
euros. I love the picture of this bird and the sound waves coming out of its mouth. There's something about that picture that I find really, really hilarious.
It will give birds superpowers.
Correct.
No, this looks beautiful. This is very, very nice. I hope they expand to other animals. I hope they have like a squirrel one. I hope they have a.
We need a raccoon one here.
Skunk one or a raccoon one. Yes. I would love to see that. Maybe a human one. You just put out some Twinkies in the woods and take pictures of humans who go up to them and eat them.
Wild boar, call it Boar Buddy. I mean, they make themselves these things. This is fantastic. What is that? Oh, it's a suet ball.
I'm hoping that in 1 year, we don't have to wear masks. But until then, let's say you want to wear a mask and also not have everyone identify you. We have Blanc. This one's made $144,000. It's a full face modular mask.
It's 1,000 masks in one.
Wait, what? Wait.
What? This is basically that Daft Punk, that pop group from...
Yeah, but you can take the pieces off and put other colors in.
Oh.
Wait, I'm confused. I'm quite confused. Is this...
In the future, you'll all be wearing eggs.
Whoa. Wait a second. Oh, it's getting really Blade Runner-y in here.
Yeah,
I'm loving this. Dude, how has someone not made a movie with everybody rocking these already?
This
in
is
a world
where
everyone hides their face.
If the
One
guy
man
my food
must reveal himself. I
See.
like this.
Anonymity. Doesn't it almost
what? Anonymity, you animal.
Shut up. Doesn't it make
try
it...
walking into the bank wearing this. See how well that works out for you.
Doesn't it almost feel like it's made for like a riot, or like criminals are like searching through? They're like,
it feels like it's made for a rave, Tom. It feels like it's made for a rave. This looks like 1980s Lost Weekend or 1990s. I don't know what's going on here. This is completely disorienting to me. That's a good look. Yeah, you'll feel safe on the subway with this guy.
Wait, go
there
back
you
down.
Go.
Go back down. Oh, yes. This is just a Star Wars plug.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
This isn't real.
This guy's going to show up in the next The Mandalorian.
This is ridiculous. And I want 10 of them.
Oh, but look, you can use this. You could use this app to see what it will look like on your face as opposed to someone else's face.
Right. I would rock that cheetah mask much better than you would, Tom. You know that's right.
Oh, you know I'm wearing the most colorful one in the
Shopping, walking, breathing.
Healing.
No, not breathing. Not breathing. Sorry. Not with this mask.
B&E.
A bubble of fresh air. What if you've just had some hummus? Is it going to be a bubble of fresh air at that point? I don't understand what's going on here.
This is completely sci-fi.
Oh, look at the airflow, Tom. You went right past the airflow. Look at that. Look. Ergonomically designed.
50s patents that you see every once in a while.
This is fantastic.
Technical specifications. Wow.
I love this.
This is really impressive.
Oh, they haven't unlocked all the other colors yet.
Oh, this is a bait and switch. You promised me Daft Punk.
Well, how much are they?
The HEPA filters aren't even part of it. They are add-ons.
There's only 9 left at $80. If you don't get it soon, folks, you're paying $85.
Wow.
And if you missed that, then they're
March of 2021. Let's all hope we don't need them by then. But yeah.
Yeah, this is the exact reason I haven't backed any of this kind of project on Facebook, because I'll sit there and go, well, hopefully by the time I get it, I won't need it.
Yeah.
I hope you don't need to sneeze in this thing. What happens if you need to sneeze?
Then you go.
I have questions.
No, it actually recognizes when you make sneeze phase, and you go, and then it goes.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the utter wreckage that's going to happen if you have to sneeze in one of these things?
I know.
You're not coming back from that. You're not coming back from that.
And a little voice goes off in your ear. Boop, boop. HEPA filter saturated.
Intruder alert. Virus war.
This is amazing. I love it. I love this thing.
This is
fantastic. Thank you to those who sent me stuff like that. If you find anything before our next show, please send them to me, email, and I'll talk about them. All right, let's go back to games. I'll go first since we just talked about mine, and that's Creature Comforts. Although I was really close to picking this one, the space one.
Catastrophe.
Well, you don't need to worry about it. I'll sneak in, Tom. Well, you talk about that one because I'll pick the other one.
Creature Comforts, again, I just like kids' table board gaming. I love all the custom pieces. I love the bright colors. I like the fact that it appeals to pretty much everybody. Great theme. And even though the name is Kids Table Board Gaming, there are a bunch of adults who can get around and play these too, which I like. So easy one for me.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah, and go ahead, Z. What were you saying?
No. Go ahead. This is you then. Catastrophe.
Because I was looking at both Creature Comforts and Mission Catastrophe. I think are both great picks, and so I'm going to go with this one. And like I said, I like the idea behind this. I'm hoping that it pulls through. I think the pedigree of people working on it are really what has me excited about it.
Yeah, my pick would have been Creature Comforts, actually, Tom, and I agree. It looks great. So I'll say Nemo's War then will be mine.
Sure, it's great.
Both Mike and I like it.
Anyway.
Both Mike and I think it's a good addition of an interesting game. This is technically just for the expansion, but if you haven't played the game and you want to jump into it, this is a great way to pick it up.
Absolutely.
Good, robust.
Well, they said they're going to unlock a new solo mode if Mike picks Mission Catastrophe.
Who said that?
Cardboard Alchemy.
Oh, wow!
They're watching in the chat. Mike.
Hope that's true then. And let's unlock all the solo.
Okay. I'll pick it for my pick of the week. And now what happens?
That's right. What do we get now?
He's like,
can we add a match?
Solo mode. He'll take the solo mode away. All right.
All right.
Good stuff.
All righty, folks.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I thought this week would be worse than it was, but there's actually a lot of interesting projects here. And you know what? I think maybe it helps not to have the giant projects in there, because it can let this other stuff shine a bit. So,
it's true.
All right, folks, we'll be back live tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, where we'll be doing Board Game Breakfast with special guest Michael DeLisio.
What?
And
me?
Yeah, sorry. And of course, we have different reviews and things going up all week, so we hope you enjoy those. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Mark and Roy. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
Have fun back in games.
Sneezing.